Dozens of homes burned in Grizzly Flats when the Caldor Fire tore through on Tuesday.
ABC 10's Zach Fuentes joins us live in the evacuation zone this morning, and he's looking into what these fires are doing to businesses and tourism in the area. Zach?
Well, Bria, just to my right are so many businesses. It's a shopping center over there. You see those blue signs pointing you to food, gas stations, but this is the road that is closed, Sly Park Road on Highway 50. The only things you'll see coming through, just like you saw, are law enforcement, first responders coming through. And we've spoken with fire officials and those who oversee bringing tourism to this area. They both agree that nobody should be coming through this area this weekend as fire crews work to fight the Caldor Fire. But unfortunately, this does come at a time when tourism would typically be very busy in this area. We got to speak with SAC Fire, who's up here as part of the firefight. They are asking anyone right now to not travel through this area. And if you do not listen to them, few things are open right now. The El Dorado County Chamber of Commerce also is agreeing that visitors should stay out of this area. They do say that it is an added hit to this local economy, especially with the El Dorado National Forest closed at a time when so many families come up here to camp as a last-minute trip before the school year. And also encouraging people to stay away for the time being is the El Dorado Winery Association.
Many of our wineries are evacuated, or at least in the evacuation zone at this point. So it's just not in anyone's, safety or best interest to venture up to our region currently.
And typically they would want anybody to come up through this region so they could have those tourism dollars, but that is how serious they are about allowing fire crews to fight this fire. Now, it's not just the El Dorado National Forest that's going to be impacted. If you take a look at your screen, starting Sunday, the U.S. Forest Service says 9 Northern California national forests are going to be closed because of wildfires. The closures in those are going to last for 2 weeks. And there are 20 national forests here in California, 9 of them being closed. That's almost half of them. So there's some major impacts coming to a lot of communities. But right here, the impact is going to be for the local economy that's going to suffer as a result of this closure. And of course, the smoke that we are seeing in the air right now, we have a lot of ash falling down on us, and the road closures, the ramp closures that are happening throughout this area.
Zach, we definitely feel for the people in these communities, and we send our support to them. Thank you. Well, this is a look at the current evacuations in El Dorado County. At least 23,000 people had to get out of the area, and these orders could last at least a week, if not longer. These are the evacuation warnings in Amador County, and so far the fire hasn't crossed into the county, but we do have a full list of evacuations right now on abc10.com. You can also always scan the QR code at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen to get all of that information right to your phone.
So remember, this fire actually started over the weekend, last weekend. It's burned nearly 70,000 acres. There is still zero containment. Over 100 buildings have been destroyed, many of them homes. So we're going to show you this map here showing you where the fire is active right now. The red dots are points of intense heat. The fire has kept south of Highway 50. It has not grown that much over the last 24 hours after doubling in size on Wednesday. So right now, crews are trying to keep the flames off of Highway 50. It is a major connection to Lake Tahoe from the valley, as you know. Reporter Erica Stapleton has more on what's being done to keep the road clear.
We've seen crews go street by street along Highway 50 in the Kybers area, clearing away fuel from properties that could potentially catch fire. A sign they've been by, these ribbons around the poles.
Cal fire crews clearing away any fuel to get these homes as fire ready as can be.
We try to give as much clearance as we can to help these homes stand alone.
The Caldor Fire hasn't crested into these communities, at least not yet. And it's not just fire crews racing against the threat of the flames.
I'm just trying to keep my building from getting any of these embers.
Jennifer Whitmore, hose in hand, spraying down her property, a roadhouse.
And inside packing up more things because I don't want to leave anything in there of value either.
Her eye to the sky, the sinister sun.
Very scary, especially with the moon at night. It is like red.
Falling ash and thick smoke all the way through the closed down El Dorado National Forest. Sad signs the fire could be creeping closer.
And I've got lots of people helping me, coming by with their trucks.
Jennifer says her roadhouse has been closed the past few years, but she hopes she can reopen.
It really is part of El Dorado history.
And that its future isn't determined by the Caldor Fire.
Just cannot be a loss. We can't let it happen.
Crews are working to keep the fire on the south side of Highway 50 and prevent it from jumping over to the north side of the road. This popular highway is still open, and another night, these communities are spared. Back to you.
Erica, thank you.